it's quite appropriate that we're having our finals in this room because we've come full circle. So I know that some of you are in here from the corporate challenge track. So the last time I addressed this group, my job was to help you make an informed decision about whether you would choose the corporate track or the entrepreneurship track. And so here we are today on the final day of Module C, the final day of your core, the day when many of you are thinking about getting to Logan Airport and heading to your next city. But we've got a very important final experience to have together. And so over the last 5 weeks, I've gotten to know all 17 teams. It has been an absolutely gratifying experience to get to know all of you on such a deep level, right? And we spent a lot of time together in workshops and in the conference room. Room 615, by the way, I've moved in full time, okay? It's my new home. Now, one of the things that I've communicated from the very beginning is that this is not about technology, okay? Entrepreneurship has not changed. The fundamentals of entrepreneurship have not changed. It's not about swagger, okay? It's not about forcing your idea on someone too stupid to get it, okay? Just the opposite. It's about empathy. It's about compassion. It's about passion. And I've seen a lot of that from these teams. A lot of you are working on issues around social impact. A lot of you care about doing away with the incredible isolation that we have experienced because of Mr. Jobs' invention. Okay? And so today is the chance to now present to the judges, and I'm going to introduce them all in a few minutes, what you've been working on. Now, the other thing that I will say is we can go back to Socrates and Socratic rhetoric. Pitches haven't changed all that much either. Okay? We've talked about pathos. I see a lot of passion with you students. Okay? Ethos, right? What is it about your values that lead you to want to do this, and why are you well suited to do this? We've talked a lot about logos, right? And an important part of this process is understanding the logic of going into the market, identifying personas, identifying problems, validating that those problems exist, doing that through pilots, doing that through face-to-face interviews, and then only beginning to build a solution or MVP. Okay? These are the core lessons that I really hope you would take away. So with today's judges, we're not going to ask you about your financials. Okay? We will ask you how you're going to monetize your business. But that's really all we care about when it comes to numbers. Right? If you want to talk about total addressable market, fine, but I recognize that for most of you, we're focused on really small challenges right now, right? Just to prove that we understand the process. So, before I introduce the judges, 4 very quick announcements. Okay? For those of you who have shown an interest in entrepreneurship, these should be very relevant to you. On the 29th of June, I'm going to be keynoting the China-U.S. Innovation Alliance here in Boston. And I have room for up to 25 students that are interested in what's happening in China to join me. We will put you on a minivan and take you over to the venue over in Lexington. So that's the 29th of June in the evening. For those of you who care, so just stay tuned. I'm running a Women's Entrepreneurship Day Hackathon in New York City, affiliated with the United Nations in New York City on the 20th and 21st, which is the week between Module D and Module E. Working with the Startup Club, we're running a hackathon at IBM in Cambridge, 22nd and 23rd of July, is that it? 20th and 21st of July. And we'll be doing a book launch in this very room on the 16th of September of a brand new book called China's Tech Titans. So be on the lookout for some of these announcements over the next weeks, both from Student Services and on my LinkedIn profile. Now I want to first just thank all of our judges for taking time out of their busy days to be here. Thank you so much. Stand and just face the group. So I happened to meet Jess when he was a young entrepreneur right out of university. He was working out of the Techstars Accelerator in Boston, one of the first classes at Techstars, working on a mobile app to connect educational institutions with their alumni. The name of that startup was EverTrue, and him to the CIO of Hult at the time, and Evertrue became Hult Connect. So Jess and his co-founder have built Evertrue Mobile into a very significant business. He exited the business after 8 years. He's now working at Silicon Valley Bank, where he's connecting entrepreneurs from all across the Boston region. So a very good guy to know for anybody here interested in entrepreneurship. Welcome, Jesse. Ms. Katja is someone I've had the privilege of collaborating with for many years at the MIT Enterprise Forum of Cambridge. Katja is the executive director of the MIT Enterprise Forum. With a small team of 3 core professionals under her leadership, they put together 40 of the best programs on entrepreneurship and innovation anywhere in the United States. These people are miracle workers with the level of content that they're able to bring to the Boston community. So Katja, it's been a pleasure working with her as a faculty member and as a thought leader in some of their Get Smart programs. Welcome, Katja. Thank you. I've been working with the Gartner Group for 27 years. I've been a client of theirs 7 times. Okay? Spent incredible amounts of money with them. I've gotten a lot of value from them. And I will say this, when I got to meet Jason about 2 years ago now, and let me tell you, Gartner has some extraordinarily bright people. One of the brightest guys I've met in my 27-year history at Gartner, a guy that really thinks big. It's been a pleasure to get to know you, and I really appreciate you coming all the way from Connecticut today just to join us. Thank you. So one of the key lessons of being a great entrepreneur is to be agile. Elena showed up not knowing she would be a judge today. Okay? Elena thought she would just be watching all of you doing your awesome presentations, but one of our other judges, Eleanor Mitch, another Techstars mentee who was not able to get here, you can relate. She had visa issues, okay? If anybody can relate to visa issues, it's you. I got to meet Eleanor just a week ago. We sat side by side, shoulder to shoulder, at the Open Data Science Conference, and we were judges. And her questions impressed me. And we said we would collaborate together. I didn't realize it would be this soon. Okay? Yeah. So Elena has a PhD. She's a slacker. Give her a break. Okay? PhD in medicinal chemistry. She's been in the pharma industry for close to 10 years. She spends a lot of time working with startups, has invested in startups in the past. I know she's an awesome judge because I saw it with my own eyes last week. Thank you so much. We are ready to start. I think Dean Mary is going to call our first team. Remember, you have a 6-minute window to pitch. Not 6 minutes in 1 second, not 6 minutes in 2 seconds. 6 minutes, we're done.